Yeah, I didn't even know I still had Zoom, the regular Zoom. I was just gonna actually ramble for lunch, but I couldn't get through. So, shit, I only have 15 minutes, and I was just checking on Zoom because they had an update on Zoom or whatever. So, what up, Peace Deacon Dave? Um, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't even know how the audio sounds like if it's repeating in my ear. Um, but Zoom had an update on my phone, and I don't really use Zoom anymore as far as my phone go. Besides when I do live streams from Ecamm Live, so I was just messing around. Really, um, I did want to start some stuff on my lunchtime, right? Because I get lunch at 04:30 PST Pacific Standard Time. That is for all the laymen out there. So I was just going ramble, whatever. You know what I'm saying? For like 30 minutes. And I've been putting it off for the last 2 weeks because I work nights, right? So yeah, I'm just sitting in the car or whatever. Um, I don't really have much to talk about. I always ramble anyway. You know, I can ramble maybe for 10 minutes, 5 minutes or whatnot. Talk about today's math. What's today's math? Today's mathematics is wisdom, wisdom, all being born a culture of freedom. And the alphabet, that's going to be divinely destroy. Because you always striving for perfection, man. When you live a certain way of life, you always striving for perfection. And a lot of people say we're perfectly imperfect, and I say no. You're actually fucking perfect. The way that you are, and you always want to try to refine yourself, man, and get rid of the impurities and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So peace, Paul. You at work too, right? But you striving to remove impurities, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can check out, the way you talk to people or the way you teach people, teaching people, from the culture that you're from or whatever. Whether they gain a full understanding, it's still gonna be a thought process of what they're gonna have. Peace, Lucy. Um, I was gonna do a stream a while ago on uh manosphere shit again, you know, like I did a couple years ago. Because I see some people don't really know what the fuck it is or where it came from. They only really know that, they only know the mainstream motherfuckers, right? Which I call blue pill ragers. But besides that type of shit, you know, just looking at lines and angles, man, um, gotta be leery of taking in the right and the wrong foods. The food could be physical and mental. So, your diet is part of purification. The mentals is part of purification because the mind and the body is the same. The body don't move without the mind. So, you know, striving for perfection. My bad. Striving for perfection, man, is you know not being self righteous, but really it's like this. Like when I go back to work in 10 minutes, I'm gonna be working and doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a journeyman, right? The right way, no matter who's watching, right? That's righteous. I don't care how anybody else is doing it. The way I'm doing it, the way I was taught, the way that, I think is the right way to do it. Striving for perfection, you know, checking your lines and your angles, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. But, you know, there's always a lesson in something, man. In the right or the wrong, you listen to people talk, whether you like them or not, whether they agree with you or not. I don't really care if people agree with me. I got my own shit the way that I move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you to fit in my shoes, man. I don't think anybody else. Well, actually, people are, man. They always want you to fucking agree with them or whatever. I'm not talking about anybody specific. By the way, this is just what I see. I'm not talking about around the space. I'm talking about all spaces, all walks of life, no matter where you are, is what I'm saying. So um, I just be thinking about some shit. I'll probably go live this weekend or something. Maybe get some more thoughts out. But I was just testing Zoom for now. I appreciate the people who did come through. I'm gonna go ahead and end this bitch, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Thanks for coming through.